little over 28,000 feet. They're A1 units, B1 units, B1.1 units, and B2. The various single units, 2-bedroom units. The first floor has ADA adaptable units and ADA accessible. It does not have an elevator. We were able to value engineer that out of the plans in the beginning. Elevators are extremely expensive, lots of work, lots of time, lots of money to put them in. A lot of rules on what's required to have an elevator in your building. In order to get rid of it, we had a couple of rooms that are ADA accessible, bigger swing radiuses, more distance. Everything's at a certain level for being able to reach. There's real specific rules on what it needs to be. So we have 2 ADA accessible units, and then the rest of the units on the first floor have been made ADA adaptable. There's backing in the walls, so at any point we can go in, put in a handrail, put in handbars, anything else that's necessary for that. Let me go get you a hard hat and safety glasses. Please put your safety glasses on before stepping on site, and then follow Steve. And
does everybody have safety glasses? You don't? So we got 1, 2. Yeah, they're gonna watch. Except for their dart.
2 safety glasses and a hard hat. All right. Want to go up to the 3rd floor and I'll meet you there?
Sure. So how are we splitting the groups up?
It's up to you guys, whatever you guys are comfortable with. I know it's a big group.
I think we should split them up,
okay.
And then we will meander up to the 3rd floor. And by the time Matt gets back out here, you guys can probably get into the 1st floor, and then we'll start going down the stairs.
Split it up however you need. Keep him with you, and I'll be back.
Okay.
All right. You take the other half, and we'll meet you here somewhere in the middle.
All right. So I'll send out the first half.
Dust control.
What's that?
Dust control.
Dust control, but really, right now, mud control, right? It's all your stormwater, SWIP, prevention. So if they start to have track out in the street, you get a call from, I don't know who it is here, the county, city.
Yep. Or county, excuse me. So these are called FODs. This is also known as a stabilized entrance. So when people pull on the site and they pick up mud and all that stuff, when they pull out of here, sometimes we'll ask that they go back and forth and knock off a little bit of mud. It doesn't get 100% of it, but it certainly does help. In lieu of using the FODs, what we use is typically an angular rock that's 3 to 9 inches with a felt bottom underneath it. That becomes a little problematic moving it around. We've had to move this entrance a couple times based on the construction that's happening here. So,
how do you guys get deliveries right now?
Deliveries, so we have some frequent here, and the mechanical people here, they love to park right here, right? But typically what we'll do is all our deliveries are all scheduled in so that we pull somebody on here, we unload them. They don't pull off the site right now, especially when the site's muddy like this. All right, for you guys.
Sick.
Actually, we didn't build it for you guys, we built it for everyone. Because I had a safety committee come out here, and we had pallets here, because we're all grown-ups here, and the pallets weren't good enough because it was promoting a fall hazard, potentially, or a trip hazard. So, front of the building, right here, you can see our brick that's put in place right now. We are currently waiting for our color coat to begin. We need 48 hours after the color coat has been installed, plus temperatures of upwards of 50 degrees, so that they can put the color coat on, and then we need 2 days of drying time. This has been a major problem out here, especially with all the rains, because with the color coat not being on, we're unable to drop our scaffold, so we can resume on painting, because in addition to the color coat and the stucco, we're also going to be painting out here too. We're going to walk right up to the 3rd floor, you guys. So like Matt was saying, originally we had an elevator that was going to be located behind this stairwell that we just came up. But through value engineering and all that, they were able to save a considerable amount of money and meet their budget for this project. That's not very good for the people that might be moving in here, because they're going to be carrying furniture up the stairs, right? but it is good for the project overall because it was quite of a cost savings. Craig? Hey. Morning, guy. Good morning. Computer's not on, I apologize. Sure.
I'm sorry, what was your guy's name doing the trim?
Kyle,
Kyle, okay.
the doors?
Yeah, I'm just gonna have him make sure he comes back and cuts off his shins.
Okay, yeah, and actually he was waiting for a multi-tool bit. He'll do that.
Okay.
Sorry, man. So this is our typical A1 unit, right? This was roughly about 600 square feet. Small, but yet, you know, as a younger person or maybe as a teacher or a single person, I find that this would be an adequate space to stay in. We're currently, right now, we came and we hung doors yesterday. That was a big feat, getting our door delivery yesterday. And we're delivering floors at a time, so right now we're working on these finishes on the 3rd floor. Tom Jackson, a gentleman over here, he's going to be installing the trim at these windows right now. And we're getting our finishes going so that the next thing, a painter will come through here. He'll come paint. And then after that, we're going to have cabinets. This floor is going to be shipping cabinets out on the 27th of this month. And then we'll have flooring put in. And then Tom Jackson will come through for an additional trip to put the base on. Because if we put all of our base on right now too, then the flooring guy has to cut that underneath that, and it becomes very problematic. And then they want what we call a change order, and certainly you guys are reading about those. Right? But if we want to turn around, we'll walk down the hallway here. Basically be your kitchen. You'll have a dishwasher, range, sink, all that stuff will be up against that wall. 2 bedrooms, 2 bath. Like I said, it's going to be, by the time we get down to the 2nd floor, it's all going to look very familiar to you because they're basically everything's stacked in here. The only thing they didn't stack was where we have our mail room down on the 1st floor and our MDF closet where they're pulling all the data out of all these rooms. But, yeah. Any questions from anybody?
Yeah. What other companies are involved right now, like in terms of like installing flooring or what?
So BT Mancini is going to be our flooring contractor. They're not here right now. I've done plenty of work with BT Mancini. They're a wonderful group to work with. But currently, right now on this site, we have JWM, otherwise known as McClanahan Plumbing. They're doing all of our plumbing for us. And what they're doing right now is rough in on the 1st floor. This building's a little unique based on the fact that we're using a lot of PEX piping, not copper, right? We're used to seeing copper always, and you guys may be a little more used to seeing PEX. But yeah, so we have JWM out here right now doing our plumbing. We have a company called PPD, otherwise known as Pacific Performance Drywall. They did all of our framing, and they are also doing our drywall, not all of our framing. So this is where this building is rather unique too, is it's a wood structure, it's a type 5A building. So we basically came in here and built this thing out of wood. And then we started roughing everything in. And all these walls, all the wood walls anyhow, that were done, anything that penetrated through floor penetrations or penetrated up through the top plates and into the ceiling, all that stuff got fire caulked. Right? And then it got signed off by our state fire marshal in addition to a special inspector who is CEL. And in addition to that, our IOR. Then we were able to go ahead and hang drywall. And then after our drywall, and you can see the blue caulking that's up here right now. Well, that's actually not caulking, it's fire stopping. So that's all part of the UL assembly. Then after all that was done, then we had another pass coming in through here for additional roughing. And that's where you see the soffits, the drop ceilings, and in addition in the bathroom we have drop ceilings too. So there was additional rough-in. And then all that stuff that penetrated through the membrane again got fire stopped. This has been a fire stopping nightmare. I'm going to put it straight to you. Not the funnest thing. To be honest with you too, our state fire marshal, they do not like wood construction because wood is flammable. But yeah. And so in addition to PPD, we also have DKM Mechanical. They are down on the first floor. They should be setting some fans in the restroom areas and stuff. We also have a company by the name of Platinum out here, and they're doing performing the fire stopping for this project. And then we have the Hankins Group, our electricians, who are in the process of doing solar right now, making up our load center panels, which I'll show you a load center panel if you guys are interested in that, which is right here. Each one of these units has one of these load centers in it. This powers the whole unit. So in each one of these units, again, these are all stacked too, right? So the first floor is in line with the third floor also. The only thing that's different is they're stacked, but they move ever so slightly so that we can get the piping in. So that we started off with 3 pipes underground, 1 fell off at the second floor, and again at the third floor, ended up in 1 pipe. But a lot of coordination to make this stuff happen. A lot of coordination. All right, let's move on. Any more questions? No? You guys are easy. 2, this is going to be our HV, our heat pump that's going to create heat for the corridors. There's one of these located on each floor. The reason why you don't see drywall on this right now is because we may have to put a 2-hour shaft in here for our ERC system. The ERC system is something that's designed for the fire marshal, or not the fire marshal, the fire department when they're coming in here so they can communicate. So we're going to have a third party come in here and do some testing to see if this ERC system's required and based on the signal that we get. So if we get good signal, we don't need ERCs. This is about a $60,000 markup for this project based on the ERC system. But if we don't need it because we can get signal without it, then it goes away. And from what I'm hearing, most wood structures like this, we don't need it. This is the second time in my life I've ever had to deal with this. One time was over at Riverview Hall, and yeah, so hopefully we don't have to deal with that. Feels like you're kind of walking in that one down there. It's just turned a little bit different, right? There's your heat pump right here for your unit. That's going to generate the heat. So that would be your return side right there. Return side cycles through and then gets pumped out of your registers. You'll see a register there, a register in the restroom, and a register in the bathroom, bedroom. Yeah. Any questions? Yeah? You got one, bud? No. Not yet? All right. Let's take a walk downstairs. We'll walk through 2. It's kind of in a different stage right now. As you get the walls appear like maybe some of them look like they're painted, and that's only because we are given a level 5 out here. This project only called out for a level 3, but our tapers are saying that it is easier for them to give us a level 5 rather than a level 3. That looks good. Where you don't see any kind of tape is because there's going to be casework there, cabinets. Painter will be out here next week, next Friday, starting painting on the 3rd floor. So painting up our doors and all that good stuff. Let's take a walk. Place, right? And you can see the drop ceilings and the soffits. We've yet to start taping these, but they're going to be making their way down here. And this was part of that 2nd, 3rd pass that we've done through here. Now we are at our final pass. We'll get this thing buttoned up. And when we get into testing fire alarm and all that other stuff, devices, the fire marshal will have one more last look in here, looking at the space in between that light box and the jip even. Because if it exceeds 1/8 of an inch, then there has to be some special conditions there or show a special UL for that. Crazy. All right, let's go. Talking about the drop ceilings and soffits, right? On 3, they really couldn't really tell too much because it was already all taped out and all that stuff. 2nd floor, you can kind of identify where these soffits and ceilings were, right? Now you're going to kind of, if we walk in here, we'll see exactly what we were talking about. So this is one of the soffits that you would have seen upstairs. It was on the third floor, would have already been taped out, so hard to tell. And then on the second floor, it was just taped, so you could kind of understand that there was a soffit there. You can see the penetrations up through the membrane there that all have fire stopping on them. Out at the exterior, even the exterior walls get fire stopped. And then there's a drop ceiling here, and you can see how crammed and tight there's stuff in there. So a lot of stuff, a lot of trips through here to make this happen. Yeah. And you can see the bathroom right here on the left, and then there's a bathroom right through there on the right if you can walk through there. I think one of the gentlemen is making up the panels right now. But you can poke your head in there and see how busy it is above the bathroom ceiling too if you want. Or not. Yeah? Not a whole lot of room, but just take a look. There's one here too, guys. It's the same bathroom. Stuff like this, the first one he'll let go. Usually we'll have somebody right behind us with a caulking gun or something, but too many times and he just flat out says, that's it, I'm done. It's all part of the QC. But we are humans and we miss things, right? The irony is inspectors, they just have that keen eye. They come in and they see that stuff, they really do. This is where our head-in equipment's going to come. So when we plug into our data up on any of these units, it all come into here, and then from here, out these conduits out to the road, where we'll be running fiber. So, and that has yet to be determined who's going to be providing that network out here yet. But yeah, MDF closet. This here is going to be where the peoples are going to get their mail. After this gets drywalled and all that, we have some mailboxes that fit right in here. Boom, boom, and there'll be 10 in each one of these. Yeah. Exciting, huh? Yeah. Imagine that when we started at the third floor, this is the exact same unit, but now we have our metal stud framing and our drop soffits and our bathroom stuff. Same thing. But this is to, again, give you an idea how many passes we've had through here. Pretty crazy. No questions?
Yeah, who's behind the engineering and architectural design?
LPS is our architect. Turley is our engineer for our plumbers. And Pace is the engineer for the electricians. And that's it. Structural engineer was KPF. A kid by the name of Garrett cut his teeth on this job, and he was amazing to work with. Being young, and you guys have just great imaginations and good ideas, and he was very helpful on this project out here. And he was sharp. So are any of you guys, I see you guys have Tykert hard hats. Is that because you guys did a field trip with Tykert and they provided them, or are you doing some kind of work with them?
I have an internship with them.
Oh, nice. Good deal. Out at the plant then, or?
No, I'm in one of the offices.
Nice.
I'm out in the Roosevelt office doing takeoff services.
Good deal. And do we have any other interns out here? You're a Tykert too, I take it? Good. Well, good deal. Yeah. And you know, Otto Construction offers a great intern program too. Just check in with Joseph Campos if you're interested in that.
Yeah,
Joseph Campos was also an intern.
And then I graduated from the PM program at Sac State, and then
We That's all going to be a valley gutter. So hopefully when this scaffold gets down, taken out of the way, we can resume to back to our site work. We're looking at probably March, hopefully. We don't have that crystal ball to tell us what the weather's going to do. It changes always, right? Get those trailers out of there, get all that stuff out of here, and we're going to start working this. This is all parking lot. We got some islands out here, some site lighting, and then we got some bioswales. We actually have 4 bioswales. The bioswale is going to be right about where that delineator is. It turns to the corner. And then there's 2 more bioswales out front, and we have a bioswale over here and a flow-through planter. This is one of the worst things about construction is picking your animal, right? When is the best time to get out of the ground and get things closed up to provide a place for everybody to work during the rainy season, and we manage that. But what has happened is it's let the off-site work or the site work come to a standstill, and that's no brainer for me. We could have got her a little closer, right? But then the building would have fell behind, then we wouldn't have been dried in, so it's really a crapshoot, and there's always lessons learned. I haven't figured out what that lessons learned is on this project yet, but when we're all done and we look back, and certainly there's going to be some. I think you guys had some interesting steel too, right? All phases of construction, but maybe when that's happening, you guys will be able to come back up. The next project you guys are going to go to over at Art Sculpture Lab. Wonderful project for looking at a steel project, right? I'm not sure how far along they are right now, but yeah, you guys will really dig that. The value of this project is at about $14 million.
How many units did you say?
There's 30 units.
First, right.
30 units, 9 of those would be 2-bedroom, 2-bath units, 3 on each floor. There's 2 accessible units on the first floor that are built specifically accessible, and then the rest are what they call adaptable units, by simply going in and adding some grab bars or some things in the bathroom and stuff. So we're adaptable, basically.
And when do you guys plan on finishing?
Well, we're shooting for end of May. Our actual completion date is July 28th, with our 14 rain days that we did not use because we were able to provide a dry working place. Completes us in June, the end of June, but we're shooting for May. We've been on this project March 3rd of last year is when we broke ground. We started with our site demo, clearing grub, and hurry to get our slab poured so we can again go vertical. Going vertical, the wood structure took about 3.5 months to build. There was a lot of carpenters out here, a lot of activity, and that's another reason why the site fell back, because there was too much going on here to get the building up and going.
About how many workers are there?
At our peak, we were at about 75 guys in a day, which isn't bad for a project this size. I mean, if you think about it, we're 28,000 square foot. That's roughly about 9,000 square foot per floor. That's a body.
How many would you say for today?
Today was probably about 20. We've been ranging 20 to 30 right now. I think everybody's on Super Bowl right now. What's that, bud? No, I'm not a big football fan. My kid